morning, dear students. Welcome back after your PT1 examination in the physics class. Today we will start chapter 4, motion in a plane. To understand motion in a plane or to describe motion in a plane, it is very compulsory to have the knowledge of vectors. This already you know. The vectors already you have learned little bit about it in class 9th, and even when we have started the physical quantities, we have categorized the vectors and the scalars in the two physical, means the physical quantities in the two category. Okay. Now once again we will see vectors and scalars. The physical quantities are classified in two categories, vectors and scalars. We'll see here the difference between these two. So differentiate it here. The first point, you can see that the physical quantities which are characterized by magnitude only are called scalars. That means only magnitude is there. The physical quantities like speed, time, pressure, work, power, etc. these are known as scalars or the scalar physical quantities. Vectors, we can see here the physical quantities which are characterized by both magnitude and directions are called vectors. For example, displacement, velocity, force, torque, etc. That means what happened in the physical quantities, if we simply write for the speed 3 kilometer per hour, suppose I am writing this one. Okay, so here this 3 is called magnitude. This number is called magnitude, and this is the unit of speed. But when we describe velocity, we have to say 3 kilometer per hour, and this is what 3 kilometer per hour in which direction it is. That is very compulsory to say in which direction it is. So maybe towards east, maybe towards west, whatever it is, or simply we can say by the from the east 30 degree or the from the west 30 degree. This way we can describe. Okay, so simply I am just telling here 3 kilometer per hour. This is along x-axis. Along x-axis, that means the positive x-axis. So what you can say, this 3 is the magnitude, the kilometer per hour is the unit, and this along x-axis is the direction. So here you can see that the magnitude and direction both involves here. Okay, or either if we talk about the force, it is compulsory to say in which direction the force applied. For example, if I am saying here 5 Newton, 5 Newton, where it is, I am just writing here in the bracket east, suppose. Okay, so you can see that this 5 is the magnitude, this Newton is the unit of force, and this is direction. The east is direction. So what we have seen here, the magnitude and direction both are involved here. Okay, now if we talk about the rules and regulation which is applied in the scalars and vectors quantity. So the scalars obey the ordinary laws of algebra, but the vectors do not obey the ordinary law of algebra. For the addition, for the subtraction, we are looking here. Simply if we say the means any number like 4 or 5, so 4 and 5 will be added in a 4 plus 5, that will give you 9, that is the algebra. Okay, and the scalars will be the scalars will obey the ordinary law of algebra. But if we are talking here about the vectors, that means because the direction involved here, so simply we can't write just by adding the magnitude or just by subtracting the magnitude. We cannot write here in case of vectors. So for the addition, vectors have some laws that we will see in the next class. Okay, next video you can say. We will see now here third difference. Scalars changed if magnitude changed. That means if I am writing here in place of 3 km per hour, if I am writing here 30 km per hour. Okay, so this, that means you can see that the unit are same here, only the magnitude change, and because of the change in the magnitude, the value will be changed here or the scalars will be changed here. Okay, the scalar quantity will be changed here. But if we talk about the vector quantity, in vector quantities it is compulsory to change, either change in the magnitude or change in the direction, or both will be changed. So we can say these are the two different quantities, two different vectors. For example, you can see here, if I am talking here about the force, as I explained you here, that 5 Newton ist, I have written this way, 5 Newton ist, that means the 5 is the magnitude, N is the unit, E is the direction here. So if I am writing here this as a 50 Newton, suppose 50 Newton ist, so this is another physical quantity or another vector because the magnitude has changed, so the quantity has changed here, that means the vectors has changed here. Okay, if I will write this as 5 Newton ist, so in place of is, suppose I am writing here west, then these two are the different vectors. This 5 Newton east or the 5 Newton west are the two different vectors. Even though the magnitudes are same, now you will see here, as I told you, if I write 50 Newton west, that means here what I have done, I have changed the magnitude also and changed the direction also. So as I told you, the vector quantities can be changed either by changing the magnitude or by changing the direction or by changing both magnitude and direction. The fourth difference between the vectors quantity and the vector quantities and the scalar quantities are the whenever we are representing the scalar quantity, simply we are writing the ordinary number or the magnitude, whatever it is. So simply we are writing with the letter, like suppose I am writing work, so I can write W and this will be representing work here. If I write suppose I am writing the speed, so I can write this as S and this will represent the speed. Okay, but whenever we are representing the vector quantity or the vectors, in such case either by writing the bold-faced letter, bold-faced letter, that means you can see that the force. So if we are writing force this way, the bold letter, bold F, so this will represent the vector quantity, or we can represent the vector quantity by putting the arrow head over it, over the letter. Like suppose simply I will write here F, and if I put arrow above it, this will represent the vector quantity. Other way is also there, we'll come to know when we finish the type of vectors or the unit vectors. Okay, so just now you can remember this thing. The vector quantity can be represented by the boldface letter or the letter with the arrow above it. Okay. Another way is here to representing the vector. You can see now, suppose a force I am representing here with a line. This is PQ and the a centimeter magnitude is there. Okay, so I will write the vector by A and arrow overhead, and you can see that, or I can write this as PQ and arrow in this manner. So actually from P it is starting and Q it is end. That means the length of the line, the length of the line is representing the magnitude. This is representing the magnitude of the vector, and this is what? A Newton. If I am writing here force, I will write A Newton. If I write A Newton and if I am putting arrow here above it, so it will represent the force, as force is a vector quantity. Okay, so the length of the line will represent the magnitude only. The length of the line is representing the magnitude, and the magnitude of this force is A. Okay, and you can see that, suppose I make a line in this way. This is also PQ. The length of the line is A centimeter. This is also another vector, but when we write this A centimeter, so here this is, I am just representing with another letter here like RS here. Okay, so what we can see here, the vector PQ, the vector PQ or the vector representing with the line segment PQ is actually A centimeter in magnitude, and direction is given here from P to Q. Okay, so A centimeter in magnitude, if I am just representing here the force, so I can say A Newton. Okay, or in the vector form, if I am representing, I will put arrow over it. Okay, now you will see here this line RS, this is also representing A Newton, A Newton, but you can't say these two quantities are similar. These two quantities are similar, you cannot say, because here the direction of this force is from RS, from R to S. Even though these two vectors PQ and RS are same in magnitude but not same in direction, so these two are not two similar vectors. Now you will see here, if I will write or representing 8 Newton force with this PQ, the length of line you can observe here, this is from P to Q. Okay, so suppose the length of the line is 8 centimeters, suppose I have taken here. Okay, so the 8 Newton force is represented with this PQ. Now if I have to represent 16 Newton in the same direction, so what I will do, I can just do here that I will draw a line which is of 16 centimeter that can represent the 16 Newton force in this direction. Okay, the same direction. That means what I did here, I have just doubled the length of the line PQ, and that is equal to what? RS. Okay, now if I have to represent the 4 Newton force in the same direction, in the direction of P to Q. Okay, so I will represent this with the letter this XY. You can see that the XY XY line segment with 4 centimeter length can represent 4 Newton force here. So this time what I did here, I have just multiplied 1 upon 2 PQ, and this will become now XY. That means I have just multiplied a number, half of the PQ, that is equal to XY. So this way you may understand now the length of the line is representing the magnitude and the arrow is representing the direction of the vectors.